Very familiar to me. You know how? Maybe not. I represented a Morelli once, or a Morgan Morelli, actually with the same name. That's why. Okay. Miss Morelli, you were charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one.
Did you catch that? The officer finds the mother bleeding, and it's not just words anymore, it's physical evidence. In legal terms, that's a huge deal. When you pair eyewitness testimony with visible injuries, it strengthens the prosecution's probable cause, big time.
One will be appointed to you, man.
Okay. The officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and who is also I apologize. Do you want me to keep going?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. The officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and was observed to be bleeding from her mouth and face. The complainant stated the defendant physically attacked her in the defendant's kitchen after a verbal argument about the complainant calling out the defendant for taking drugs. The complainant stated the defendant was beating the living hell out of me. The complainant stated she doesn't know exactly how many times the defendant struck her, so the defendant hit her numerous times with both hands and that she felt pain. The complainant stated they both had been drinking and had a couple margaritas, but that it was not the reason for the assault. The complainant stated she ran out of the defendant's house and back to her home, which is only a few houses down the street, to call for help. The complainant stated the defendant has a history of assaulting her.
There's a prior assault of a family member. Is that the same complaining witness? Let's see. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county, and if that means putting you in jail, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, then you're to come right back. If you fail to come back, or if you fail to take the drug test, I will revoke your bond, and I'm going to tell you now, you will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
As a condition of your bond, I'm forbidding you from having any contact with Diana Morelli whatsoever, not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy to make sure that you're not using. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. I'm ordering you not to have contact with her. Can you find mom, please? Diana Morelli, please. Has a motive been granted in this case? Okay.
I just put it ready for you.
Okay. So, guys, it looks like the CW is here, so.
Judge, I have also spoken with CW, and she says that her and her daughter have fixed the situation between
It
them.
doesn't, no, it's a second assault. Every time no,
Can
doesn't
I
matter.
just go confirm with the CW?
Yeah, and well, I'm
Oh, you're
bringing her in
calling
so that I
her
can
out.
talk to her as well. Are you Miss Morelli?
Yes, sir.
Hi, thank you so much for coming. Would you mind coming up, please? I told her that I'm going to do everything.
This is a serious legal move, a magistrate's order of emergency protection. That means the court believes there's real, ongoing danger, enough to restrict where the defendant can go, what she can say, and even what she can own. Judges don't issue these lightly.
In my power to protect every single person of Harris County, no matter who it is, who they are, what is going on. And then and if that means putting them in jail and making it $100,000 bond, I will do it in a heartbeat. I'm entering now what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies you as a protected individual. Ms. Morelli, you cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? This is a second assault alleged against you. The first one was dismissed. However, now I'm forbidding her from having contact with you. I've also forbidden her from consuming alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm sending her now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. I'm so much as even contemplating putting a device on her ankle so I know that she's not consuming any alcohol. She has a lot of prior violent behavior, and I'm going to do everything in my power to quell it. This is the fifth, violent type of case that we have, and that's it. Historically speaking, every 2 years, there's a new case. Since 2018. Stops now. Do you understand? Okay.
Am I allowed to say anything?
Well, I'd rather not. She has a lawyer, you guys can talk to the lawyer. I've got a bunch of DAs here and everything that you guys say can be used. And now's not the best time to talk about the case. The only thing I want to know, impart to you that you are now a protected individual, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it stays like that, so no one else puts their hands on you.
It's almost impossible for us to be able to follow because I'm driving back to work and the 5 houses down.
Let's do this. I'm going to have her talk to the lawyer, and then we'll figure out something to do. Well, we'll talk. For now, what I want to do is I'm going to send her for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. And then we'll have her come back, and hopefully by then the lawyers will be here and then we can talk. Okay? So just don't leave for now. Okay? All right. I'm going to have you sign this order for protection now, and then we'll send you on your way, and then we'll see you back in half an hour. Okay?
All right, Judge, next is the
In the interim, you can.
I'll speak to her. Miss Morelli,
Morning, Mr. Silva.
Good morning, Honor.
Mr. Silva, you're charged with 2 cases. Shh. Charged driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with possession of marijuana. Is the weed case getting dismissed, Mr. Isaguirre?
Yes, the POM, yes, that's right.
Okay, so it looks like as part of the plea bargain agreement, they're going to dismiss the marijuana case against you. You're pleading on the DWI. You need to understand that the DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. This is important because when you get pulled over, what do you think an officer does?
You're gonna check if I'm either high or drunk.
Well, first thing, they're going to look at your record. They're going to see that you have a prior DWI. If they come up to you and smell alcohol or dope, what do you think they're going to do?
Be back in the same situation I am today.
Right. What we're doing today, you will now forevermore be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? No more proverbial slaps on the wrist from now on. It's a minimum of 30 days in jail.
Understand.
Okay. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. It will go on your record and it'll be there forever. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I will send you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
On the third charge, I was worried about that. He's a dishwasher at Mambo's and makes $1,800. And besides every, the light, water, gas, he's got a quick cash loan, Judge, that they've had him for years. At the interest, he has to pay $450 twice a month on that.
What?
Yeah. So I'm
For
just
what?
for a loan that he borrowed some money, and I was just going over this.
That's insanity.
I had got a good
What
chunk
interest
of,
rate is that? 50%?
I think they said probably 40. They told me if I pay less than the minimum or don't pay past the minimum, they increased the payment wise. Before it was like
You need to
380.
get that thing paid off, man. They're
That's what
taking you
I'm
for a
gonna
ride and then some. That's lunacy.
I had to fix my truck. The transmission was messing up, so I needed to borrow a good chunk of money to try to rebuild the transmission on
That's
it.
usurious.
Sorry.
That's usurious.
No, it's
Usury.
terrible. No. It's like, what? I said,
You got to go pay that thing off, man. If you got to go sell the truck to go pay that thing off, that's what you got to do.
That's what I'm thinking about because I can't drive. It's messing up on me now. So
even the court costs, Judge, we were, we gotta.
It would cost you more or it cost you less to take an Uber everywhere than what you're paying for that payday loan. That's
well, at this point, I'm thinking about considering a bike to take to work, so I'm not worried about Uber. I'm not too far from my job, so it won't be too much. of an
If you're
issue.
paying that much money, you're better off renting an apartment close to the Mambo where you work and taking a bike and sell your car to pay off that loan. That's
Bike
ludicrous.
ride to my house is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. Not too far. But as of right now, I
So you
can't.
say give it. Okay, okay. But I'm gonna tell you now, if you come back here with another DWI, I'm gonna tell you what he's asking me to do is he's asking me to wipe off about $3,500 worth of court costs, fines and fees to DPS that you would otherwise be paying today. When you get a DWI second, it hits around $7,500 and greater. Get ready because you come back with the DWI, it's very possible that that happens. Think before you get into a car. Even if you've had half a beer, you get pulled over, it's not going to go well. Don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol. Do you understand? We're not going to play this game again. Okay. All right. You got it. Yeah. Okay. Yay. Are you dad? Stepdad. I'm so happy you're here. This is great. I'm gonna bring him out now. And I gotta say, I'm happy that you didn't bond him out. Great. He needs to learn that it's not a joke. And I think that so far he's been taking it as a joke. So essentially what we did was I had him evaluated to see what's going on in his life, what he's doing, where he's going. It's not gone well, you know. 9th grade education, got his GED, which is great, but it looks like it's just gone downhill. Coming up, Mr. Krumholtz.
I need them to slide it for me.
Guys, if you go that,
No, family.
no, you can't.
Come on around.
Okay, the security.
I need you this way for me. Counselor, I need you. Step this way. There you go. All right.
So the deal is this, is that the alcohol is kind of ravaged him. You know, we have self-destructive behavior. We've got memory loss, blackouts. From what is reported, wants to stop but can't stop kind of thing. The report says and indicates that you are to do intensive outpatient treatment program followed by supportive outpatient treatment program. I want to give you the chance to do this, Mr. Krumholtz, but I want you to understand that I'm not playing games. And that's why you are now still sitting in orange. And I'm not going to play this game with you again. I will give you but one opportunity to try to do this on your own. And if you're incapable of stopping, if you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to put you into an inpatient treatment facility. It's going to happen. It's whether are you going to be able to do it on your own? If not, then we're going to do it my way. And you're not going to like the way that I do it. But it's going to happen one way or the other. And I can extend you for the next 3 years, and I'll do it in a heartbeat to make sure that you're clean and sober. Not only does he have the case with us, but he has another one in another county. I don't know. Have you spoken to Mr. Elick yet? Okay. The problem is this, is that how are you going to pay for it?
How's he gonna pay for it?
Because while he's in custody, I can pay for things. When he's out of custody, I can't pay for it. And I'll tell you, the intensive outpatient is around $500 to $600. How are you going to pay for this, Mr. Krumholtz? When is the last time you've had a job?
I haven't had work in about a month, but
Beforehand.
landscaping, like I said. Landscaping, like I said, Your Honor. And around this time is when I start doing Christmas lights. Well, my stepdad does the same thing, but I kind of learned from him, so I typically do it around this season.
There's no greater role model than a dad or a mom, really.
Think you'll be able to pick up enough business to pay for,
Yes, Your Honor.
you know, pay for this?
Do you think he'll qualify for TAC funding?
I'm not sure what he reported to the probation officer. I can do another financial affidavit and see if he qualifies for that.
Okay, we're going to have you do an affidavit, financial affidavit, in hopes that you can qualify so that we can pay for it for you. If I can't, I want to pay for it for you. If I can, I will. That way you don't have to worry because money is an additional stress that we don't need. I want him to have a device though. Okay, yeah, I want you to have a device so that I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If the one time you consume alcohol, you will get another warrant and you will stay with me this time. And I'm going to tell you now, the treatment facility, the program is a minimum 6 to 8 months if you respond well to treatment. If not, you could be potentially there for a year and a half in a treatment facility. Do you understand? It's going to happen one way or the other. That's it. So once he's released, must have a job within 30 days. So you have your own company, or what about?
Pressure washing, exterior cleaning. We do Christmas lights about this time.
What about Mr. Krumpold's working?
So we don't have the work right now. I have 2 employees currently. It just wouldn't be fair to.
No, and I'm not asking you to do anything that would, okay.
But I have told David that in fact, for example, you have 2 weeks of parking lot striping coming up next week that, I would like him to be there. He's an amazing worker when his head is in the game. When the emotions, all those things get involved.
It's a great sign.
It gets a little more difficult, but.
That's the idea. You got to understand that this life is a journey, Mr. Krumpholz. And I'm going to tell you now, how old are you? You're 22. If you don't have any money, your life really is going to suck. Really, really bad. The divorce rate is so high in this country because one reason. No one has money. And when you don't have money, what happens? You start fighting. And when you fight, what happens? And it's a cyclical process. It's over and over and over. People fight. They have no money. They have no education. They have no way of getting money. And they can't buy anything. And then they end up getting divorced. You set yourself up now. And you work your ass now so that when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you have money. You can go on fabulous vacation.
Right here, this is the judge trying to break the cycle. It's more than punishment. He's offering structure, a curfew, mandatory work, or full-time school. Because let's be honest, without direction, relapse is just around the corner.
Trips, you can buy a Jaguar, go to, a Michelin star restaurant. Landscaping, you will have a very tough life. Unless you're able to have some kind of extravagant, really kick-ass business.
I put a lot of work into it. I'm very creative and it's something I do like to do. I slacked. I haven't been doing what I was supposed to do.
It starts with one thing, a clear head. And as he said, you're an amazing worker when you have a clear head. That's all it takes. Mind over matter. That's what it's about. So I will give you this opportunity. It's the last time. I'm not going to do this again. You test positive again. You pick up a new case. I will keep you with me for a very long time. Do you guys have anything you'd like to add or state?
His name is David. African David. And African David, he had amazing, had a big heart. My son has a big heart, and he had to go through this discipline as well. And I do believe that when David decides to honor God and surrender himself to God, there's going to be a lot of things that will happen for him. But he needs to start with him wanting to be better.
When you get out of here, where are you going?
Probably back to my grandma's house.
Oh, so that's what I'm getting at, I'd like to do that. And there's a couple of things that I'd like to do. I want to give him a curfew because I don't think anything good will happen in the middle of the night. I don't want you out in the middle of the night because there's nothing good that happens at 2 a.m. And I don't want you out. I want you to stay with mom so that she knows where you're going at all times. And I want you to either faithfully work or get back into school full time. If it were me, I would have you get back into school because the more education you get, it correlates the more money you make in life. That's it. In life, if something was easy, everybody would be doing it. No, it's very, very difficult to be a doctor. That's why they make so much. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. landscaping is an easy thing. That's why it's so difficult to make a lot of money in it. But if you get into school, get a great education, and you learn something that not many people know about, sky's the limit. I use this example a lot, and I know I got a lot of people waiting, but I have a friend of mine who, we all made fun of because he worked at Chick-fil-A, right? But he really liked it, and he did really well at it. Started, washing dishes at Chick-fil-A. He now owns 2 Chick-fil-A's, and he's making $400,000 a year, running 2 of the most successful Chick-fil-A's here in this county. Sick money he's making a year. He put his heart, put his soul into it. God, this guy's a limit. That's what's great about this country. That's what you need. And that's what's going to happen. And if not, you stay with me. You understand? So for the time being, you live with mom, you've got a curfew, job within 30 days. Let's get the TAP funding and then IOP, SOP. And then, so the other thing is that he's got the case in the other county. I don't want him traveling other than having to deal with the case in that county as well.
Which device do you want me to get, the alcohol monitoring device?
The cheapest one, probably the portable device. If you ever have any questions, if you ever have any issues, you know where to find me. I can always help you. If you see him slipping up, just let me know or let Mr. Elick know, and we'll do everything we can to help him. If you ever have any issues, call us, stop by, send me an email. I'm happy to help you in any way. We have another guy that reached out to me yesterday, is having issues, right? So email me and we're doing what we can to try to help him. So that's what it's about. You got to communicate with us and we'll help you. All right?
Okay. Your Honor, I do have a question. Will
Sure.
there be PO reporting?
Every month. Absolutely.
Testing and things like that?
Absolutely. I'm putting a device on him so I know that he's not consuming alcohol. He's going to have to blow into this device daily to prove to me he's not consuming alcohol. He's also going to have to take, weekly drug tests so that we know he's not, no marijuana, no mushrooms, no nothing. No illegal drugs. You should be clean right now. Good. The next time I test you, if you test positive for marijuana, guess what happens? Right. It's not hard. Mind over matter. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming. All right. Good luck. Thank you, Ms. Reyes. Hey.
Hola, buenos días, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Luis Linda. Mucho gusto.
Nice to see you.
Solo mire después y le contesta nada más
Last
en
person on the
español.
very back docket.
Mírenlo ahí, por favor.
Sirium Mateo.
Eso es.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri, you're not Mateo. El teléfono le está hablando al juez, ¿cómo le parece? Robot.
All right, Mr. Sirium Mateo.
Sirium Mateo.
You were charged with criminal trespass.
Domicilio.
Order in the court,
Entrada
please.
sin permiso.
Come to my attention that you have now picked up 2 felony
Ya ha
offenses.
tenido 2 ofensas por delito mayor. Mire el juez, hermano.
So what happened in those cases?
Trespass or?
No, in the felony cases.
Felonies, so he's charged with fraudulent use of ID, so it says the officer dispatched to a Wheeler Transit Center and he observed the complainant holding the defendant on the ground. He had a verbal exchange with the complainant and then spat in the complainant's face. And once the defendant was searched,
Wait. He spat in the complainant's face?
yes, Your Honor. And then once the defendant was searched, incident to arrest, they found a bank card belonging to another complainant.
Pertenecía a otro querellante.
And in regard to the harassment of public servant case,
Caso de acoso.
Get upset getting arrested?
yes, Your Honor.
Sí, señoría, no escuché lo que dijo la juez.
Let me see how that one's
Vamos a
split
ver
as.
cómo se declara. Mire, pues.
Is there an ICE holder?
Hay orden de detención de inmigración.
Currently, I don't see an ICE hold.
Actualmente no veo orden de detención de inmigración.
Last page on the document. gave you a PR
Le
bond,
dimos una
Mr.
fianza
Zeria Mateo.
personal, señor Sirio.
The only thing I asked you
Una cosa que yo le
is don't get in trouble.
no se metan
You've
problemas,
now picked up 2 felony cases.
casos por delito mayor.
As a result, I'm now going to revoke your bond and I'm going to raise it to 5,002. If you are able to bond out, you must appear here the next day.
El siguiente día, miro el juez, la cara del
Looks
juez.
like your bonds up in the felony courts are set around 15,000. You guys show an immigration detainer? You do not? Okay. So far, there's no immigration detainer and I don't know. Ernesto, the felonies are set for 11/14. You want to set them for after? Or closer to? What would you like?
I can do the 15, Judge.
Yo puedo ser el 15.
Yeah, it's up to whatever you'd like. 11/15 would be,
19 del mes.
it's a Friday, so.
Yeah, the 19th, fine.
Okay. All right, so you know that's what's expected of you, Mr. Zerium. If you bond out, you must appear here the next day
Al siguiente día,
so we can give you bond conditions.
para poder darle sus condiciones de fianza. Pero, okay.
Mi hermano.
Solo miro
Oh,
el
Your
juez.
Honor, as it's pledged, so the complainant that he spit in the face of
Was
is
that-
the public servant, yes, and then the complainant of the fraud
La
case is the
querellante
one
del
that
caso
owned the
del
card that
fraude
was
es el
found
dueño
on
de
the
la
defendant.
tarjeta que se le encontró en posesión del acusado. Señor, le voy a pedir por última vez, solo miro el juez.
Esa tarjeta la encontré nomás en el
Ok,
suelo.
muy bien. Voy a irse con el oficial.
Síguelo.
Judge, now I'm trying to get it.